Good morning, YouTube. This is Richard Kittlestad, and hope you guys are doing well. This is my first video on a tutorial on how to use the ForScore application for the iPad. This is a great application. I always talk about it and have great reviews about it. In my piano covers, you can always see me using my iPad as well, and this is the application I use to read sheet music. So if you can see on the bottom right of my iPad, there's an application called ForScore. It looks like a little squiggly little F right there. I'm going to open that up. Give it a second for it to load. As you can see, I have Scenes from an Italian Restaurant by Billy Joel opened up here. This is just an example of how I can read sheet music. If I tap the right side of the page, it'll change the sheet music forward. And if I tap the left side, it'll go back a page. So I'm going to do this video in a 4-part series, and today we're going to review how to work the top bar, which I just accessed. As you can see, it dropped down. So what you do, you would tap the middle screen, it would bring it down. This obviously, you tap it again, it brings it up, which is what just happened. I'm going to tap the middle screen again. Okay. The top left over here, when you originally buy the actual application, you get a few pieces of sheet music for free, and they catalog them by name individually. So they have a set list of composers already, but they have a set list called All Scores, which you can see at the top is the first item. It has 4,111 items. Just to give you an idea, that has more scores than I can probably fit in my truck in paper form, so it's quite amazing. But anyways, this gives you a list of all your items. Let's open All Scores. You can sort your scores from the newest, or as you know, I'm already set in newest, as you can see it's highlighted, or you can set it by title, which will put it in ABC order. So starting with numbers, it'll continue on until we hit the A's and then B's. Now you can also rate your scores and make it listed so you have your favorites up top, which is great. The next mark over is the bookmark section. I never use this, so I have nothing really to show about it, but it allows you to mark a certain point of each score if you had a section that you wanted to connect, and you can go right into it. It's a pretty cool feature, but for someone who plays in a restaurant and doesn't perform live, or at least at a concert, that often, it's really not necessary. Now, for those who do perform at a concert, there is this great feature at the next section over, which is the set lists. I developed all these set lists over time. Obviously, you can tell my all-time favorites. I have 928 items, and these are just songs that are quick access and relatively easy to play, so they're great in restaurants, so I usually can never go wrong with them. They're usually pretty popular and are well accepted. As you can see, I have quite a bit. You can also, right now they're listed in the way I manually put them into the iPad, but you can view them as a manual or as sorted, which will be ABC order. As you can tell, I just sorted it to the B's. And there's also, you can put shuffle here and it'll give you a fresh order. So say I'm playing this song right here, One Republic. If I lose myself, I'll click it. So I'm playing here and I'm almost to the end of the song, but I don't quite get to the end and I wanted to change real quick. I could use 2 fingers and go to the next score, which will be next in line, what they give me. As you can see, If I Lose Myself, followed by Timber in this list. Also, you can develop endless set lists. So I have most of my songs cataloged by the books I took pictures out of. So, for example, I have my Andrew Lloyd Webber book, the Beatles album, Best Songs 1, 2, and 3, which are books I've had. So you can see I have quite a bit of set lists, but my top one is my favorites. Obviously a very important one. I have my concert set lists down at the bottom, and like I said, set lists are great because if you're playing quickly, say you wanted to open up Johannes Brahms and you needed to play in order, especially for a wedding, you can open up the score and say you're playing and you had to quickly change score and going into the processional, you can tap the screen with 2 fingers and bam, you're at the next score. So that's a great feature instead of having to change pages in a regular format. Now, the next section over across from the middle. I'll actually explain the middle. If you tap the top where the name is, you can edit the score by composer, title, genres, tags, and also rate your score. So aside from the title, I don't really use any other tags, but it's a great feature nonetheless. Let's move over to the magnifying glass. Really simple. You can search scores, but really cool is the top 5 that are separated from the gray line somewhat in the middle of the screen here. Those are the most recent. So if you wanted to go back to a score, you can quickly just tap it and it'll bring it right to it. But if you had to search it, let's open it again. Let's say you wanted to search Billy Joel. Now I have all this stuff really quick. Let's say I want to open up Captain Jack. And there it is. Scroll through. And I believe since I searched Billy Joel, it keeps it in the order I searched it. So if I want to change scores, it'll change it in the order that the search came up in. So if I tap it with 2 fingers, oh well, here it is. It's by Billy Joel. It's the one next in line in alphabetical order. So that's a cool feature too. If you wanted to search anything in relation to a term, it'll set it out alphabetically and then allow you to change scores in that order. Now, the next section over is the beats. Now, I don't really use this, but if we were to, you can set it to a metronome meter like, 12/8, 4/8, 2/4, whatever. But say you had 6 measures on a page and you set it at 4/4, you could set 6 measures at 4/4. And once it gets past those, what's 6 times 4? That's 24. 24 beats, it'll turn the page automatically for you. Now, I never utilize this because it's kind of annoying because I use a lot of rubato in my performing, so you don't really get to the end of the page on time, for the most part at least. So I usually just use the page turner, or at least the screen to turn. However, I will be reviewing a new product which I just received in the mail called the Page Flip Cicada, which is actually a Bluetooth pedal page turner. Well, anyways, this is going to be the end of our first video. This top right corner here, there's a bunch of new services to the right, and in the next 3 videos, I'm going to explain how to access each section and utilize them. So, thanks for watching. Please subscribe and share with your friends. And as always, I'd love to share my sheet music. And I would appreciate if you emailed me and asked for anything you needed. And I'd be glad to respond. And just please share my channel and enjoy my videos. Hope you guys have a great day.